got, got a few people coming in. You never know what's going to happen on a Zoom event on a weekend. Hey, Angel. Hey, Metasol. Hi, Wanda. How are you?
Hello, back.
Oh, Angel, how are you? I've talked to you over the phone, right?
No, maybe another angel.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. How's your week been? How's the week been, everyone?
Really good.
Not bad.
Happy it's Saturday. Any big plans for tomorrow?
We have
Wanda,
trunk or
you're
treat actually.
muted. Did you say, Ingrid, trick-or-treating for you?
We have trunk or treat at the church. So
Oh, cool.
me and my older daughter are going to join a family that has an antique car, and we're going to be pink ladies from Greece.
Oh, that's so nice. I love that.
Yeah, we bought the little jackets at Walmart.
How about you, Wanda? Are you doing anything for Halloween?
Probably not. Yard, out in the garden or whatever. The neighborhood we live in, there really aren't very many kids. So we might walk over 2 blocks. The whole neighborhood is 2 blocks. There's basically a parade of kids and candy and costumes 2 blocks over from us. But they don't come around this direction, so.
That'll be nice if you can get over there.
Yeah.
Mackenzie and I both have little ones, so we'll probably be, doing the whole trick-or-treating thing. Yeah, I have maybe about 8 5-year-olds coming over tomorrow between noon and 4. And then we'll do trick-or-treating after that. And I bought paint. I was thinking, I got these wooden pumpkins that they can paint. What was I thinking? 5-year-olds with paint? Oh no, that was not the right impulse. Mackenzie, what are you gonna be doing tomorrow?
So I have 2 kids. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'll be trick-or-treating. We just moved back to the neighborhood that my husband and I both grew up in, and literally our entire family lives here. So all of the cousins and all of our kids are going to be trick-or-treating together. And the kids had soccer games today, and so we even invited the soccer teams. So I imagine we're going to be herding cats from house to house, probably about 20 kids. So it'll be fun. And our family does pumpkin carving. So everybody's meeting at our uncle's house right now. And they're doing a big pumpkin carving event. So that's fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Elaine. How are you doing?
Good. It's nice to see everyone.
Welcome, welcome. Well, we are, so happy that you're here to join us for our virtual mixer. I thought for us to get to know each other really quickly, we do have a pretty small group here. Maybe let's do some polls. Have you all done polling on Zoom before?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to admit, I think we'll have people coming in for a little bit. But let's see, let's learn a little bit about our group here. I'm going to launch this poll and you should be able to participate. It's just getting to know who's here. I'm curious, where do you live? That's the first question. And there's, the Sacramento area or Northern California, Central Valley, the Bay Area, LA area, San Diego area, so further south, or out of the state. Can you see this? Okay. And then our answers are coming in. We got 3. There's 5 questions on here. So if you got that first one done, it looks like we've got some families from the Bay Area. Welcome, Bay Area folks. We got some families from the LA area. Welcome. That probably means that your students don't live with you. So that's that's a transition, especially during, if it's their first or second year during COVID. Gives us some stuff to talk about. The welcome, Sabaiba. I see you're just joining. We're just doing a poll to get to know each other. Second question is, does your student live with you during the school year? Oh, we got one family from Southern California. So far, no one's students are living with them. Okay. And then our third question is, what grade level is your student? And it looks like we got a real mix here between, we've got some families who have first year students, second year, some families third, some families have transfer students who have joined. And then we even have some graduating seniors. Have you visited Sac State in the last year? It looks like everybody has, so that's great. That's pretty remarkable. And then this fifth question is, did you attend Sac State or are you an alumni? And it looks like we don't have any alums here. Boo-hoo for us. Okay, well, thank you so much. Looks like we've got, most people have participated. Let's share this. So let's check this out. Can you see this? So most people here are from the Bay Area, which is awesome. Not too far of a drive, but far enough away to be out of mom and dad's sort of realm of control, right? Just far enough. Yes, does your student live with you? So the answer is no. So you all have that in common. Your students have all moved out. And there's, adult transitions that happen. Are they paying their own bills? What bills are they paying? Do you see their bank account? We don't have to talk about that yet. What grade level is your student? So like I said, we've got a mix. And what that means is, as we kind of move into talking to each other and we have some conversations with the group, you've got a variety of people here with us. So you might be able to ask, if you're curious about someone who, whose student is a senior, like, oh, what's happening? What are your students concerned about? Or if your students are first year, you might be able to ask those who are second year, oh, what's happening in the second year that was different from the first year? Wanda, that's okay. I saw your note. No worries.
No, I just thought I'd switch the poll around. We have more transfers than it looks like.
3 and 3, yeah, second year and transfers. Yep. And then, have you visited Sac State in the last year? So everybody has. I'm actually really kind of surprised to see that. People haven't been traveling a ton, but I'm happy that you have been to Sac State. I'm curious to hear about your visit. And then, did anyone here go to Sac State? No, we don't have any alums. So, thank you so much. So, we have a pretty small group here, actually. If you all don't mind, do you mind just introducing yourself to the group, saying who is your student, what year are they, and how has the experience been at Sac State so far? And then anything else you'd like to share with us, maybe what you do during the day. Let's Ingrid, can we start with you?
My name is Ingrid Cantrell, and my daughter's in her second year. First year, she lived in the dorm alone over at Riverview. And she had a view of the river from her room and the people walking by. And what was the other thing? My name, my student. Yeah, she's in health sciences.
Great, thank you. Shauna, my good friend. Shauna, how you doing?
Hi. Oh my God, it's just so awesome to get to be in one of your meetings again. Because as I told you in that email, I've started a new job and I like it a lot. It's Monday through Friday. I work for the federal government now, and I work for Veterans Affairs and a medical support assistant. But I missed your groups. Oh my gosh, every other Friday at 11, right? Wasn't it at 11?
11:30 now.
11:30. Okay. So I'm just so excited that I get to be here now because it's my day off. So thank you, Haley. And thank you for sending me that link. I have been following up, watching YouTube.
Of
all your shows
course.
recorded on YouTube. So thank you. And hi, everybody. It's so nice to see all these other parents.
Shauna, what year is your son now?
He is a senior. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's in his last semester, actually. He will be done as of this December.
Wow, that's awesome. And what is he studying?
He's a psychology major. So he will be getting his bachelor's in December. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I
Mackenzie, was
know.
that your major? Were you psych undergrad?
Yeah, I was a psych major.
Oh, you were?
Yes, and also a fall grad.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, so then how does that work? I understand they have a graduation ceremony in this coming May. Is that right, of next year? Is that how
Right.
it works?
That's right. I
That's how
did
it worked for you?
I'm not sure because of COVID what's happening, but we did have a small event at the Alumni Center, which was really nice because I am a college parent. So I got to bring my kids and we kind of ate real quick and then we got out of there. Nobody was sitting around for a long time during the graduation.
Okay, and that was in December when you graduated?
I graduated in 2019.
But I mean, it was at December time, right? Because you
Yes.
were a fall graduate. Okay. So they had a small like gathering, you said, at the Alumni Center?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I haven't been, I'm sure they would have sent me an invite by now if they were gonna do that this year. I don't know.
I think I got it at the very end, in the beginning of December, like, oh, we're doing
Oh.
this. So
Oh,
who
okay,
knows?
well,
I'm
thank
not
you.
sure.
Thank you so much for telling me that, because I know I'm trying to plan ahead, and so thank you. I wonder if they're gonna do something like that, but I wanted, and did you also get to do like the big graduation walk across the stage? No?
No, because that would have been spring 2020.
But they didn't give you that option of being part
Oh,
of that?
I did have the option, but because
Oh,
we
because of the
didn't have it.
COVID.
Yeah.
Duh, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, that COVID just gets in the way.
It's really
Wait,
changed
right,
things.
I'm sorry, I didn't think of that. Yes, I understand.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay.
let's bounce down to,
Thank
is it
you.
Sai Baba? Hi, Sai Baba. How are you
Hello,
doing?
hi. How are you?
Doing well.
Good, thank you. My son is Ganesh Karthik. He is a transfer student. He is in BS Computer Science major. That's it. This is the first meeting I'm attending here, and all his joining process went on well. However, a little bit of hiccups, like from as a parent, when we applied for the parent loan, that was a little bit delayed for whatever reasons it is, but now it is all approved and it's fine. As of now, is there in the dorms, and we are
Okay.
in Fairfield, California. We're pretty much like it takes a while. So far, it did not come after moving to the dorms there. That's it from my end. I work in SAP basis, and my son is also wanted to do computer science graduation, undergraduation. That's it.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you could
Nice to meet you all too. Thank
make
you.
our reception. Let's bounce over to Elaine. Elaine, thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you. And it's great to be here. My husband is also here. I just happen to have been on a Zoom with our daughter, so that's why we're in different squares instead of the same one. Our son is Antonio, and he is a psych major, and he's a transfer. And we're pretty close. We're in Benicia, which is very close to Fairfield. And during the day, I work for a school district. I'm a teacher on special assignment, so I work with new teachers. And we're very excited because it's great to watch our son feel so welcomed at Sac State. So we're really pleased.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thanks,
Yeah.
Elaine.
Sure. I don't know if my husband Bob wants to add anything, but
Yeah, let's go over to Bob.
Hi, I'm a teacher too. I'm not excited about being a teacher, but I am excited for Antonio to be a teacher. I'm burnt out after 20 years. What else? I think Elaine said it all. So Antonio, this is his, he transferred from DVC, which is pretty close to us. And I don't know, it's bittersweet. I miss him when he comes home, but I'm also glad to have back a house to ourselves.
think that's pretty normal. Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for joining. Let's meet Marisol. Marisol, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Hi, everybody. Hi, my name is Marisol. I'm gonna cry. I'm a crier.
Don't feel bad. I get emotional like that too. I know when I think of my son and how he's going to be graduating soon and he's going to be he's a full grown man. I know your child is still your baby, right? You're like me. I keep thinking that way too, but I know I need to let him grow up and form into his own adult self and being. So don't feel bad for crying because I cry all the time too.
Yeah, he's my firstborn, and I'm so proud of him because he's so independent, and I just see how happy he is there. We FaceTime almost every day. I call him, of course, but he's just so excited to be there. I just see him, like you say, blossoming into this wonderful young man. But I just, like you say, like he's my baby and I miss him every single day. I don't let him know because then I don't want him to feel bad that I miss him. But I'm just so proud of him that, you know, I check his bank statement. He's doing his laundry.
I do the same thing, checking the bank statement.
Yes. And so he's keeping up with, you know, a good balance on his account. So, and when I speak to him, he just has a smile from ear to ear. He has a little twinkle in his eye. His roommate actually left after 2 weeks of being there. So he has the dorm to himself. So so he's really excited about that. But as a mom, I really do miss him, but I know that at Sac State, he's in good hands. So been over the summer and visited the campus and the area, and I felt very comfortable having my son attend there. So
what year is your son, if I may ask?
First year.
Oh, first year.
First year, yes.
And what's his major?
He's a business major.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So, yes, but I'm sorry for the crying, but he's just I'm just very proud of him that he's stepping up and he's being responsible.
But you have other kids, you said, right? You said he was the oldest.
He's the oldest. We have a 9-year-old, and I feel like I'm busier now with just our 9-year-old versus when we had the 2 boys. So I don't know.
Well, see, at least you have another child. Okay, this is my other child right here. You can tell he's wrapped in a blanket. He's sitting here on my lap. So he's my baby that I spoil. He's here with me. And so at least you have another human child that you can do things with, you know?
Yes, we are blessed. And that's what people say. You still have your little guy and he's only 9. So I still have some time with him.
Right, exactly.
9 more years.
Good.
Welcome, Marisol.
Everybody for hearing my story.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Let's go over to Denise. Hey, Denise, thanks for being here.
Sorry, I'm unloading groceries at the same time. We are from Oceanside, Southern California. And as we jokingly said last semester, our son was at Sac State Oceanside campus and gets to be at the main campus. So that's great for all of us. He is a 2nd year kinesiology major. And what else did you ask? I work at a local community college in the disability department as an instructional assistant and test proctor. And what question did I miss out on?
Just how's it been so far for your son?
Oh, yeah, so far so good. He's not a big talker or a big sharer, so thank goodness for Life 360. We get to find out where he goes. And yeah, just based on where we see him on the map, that kind of gets us to ask certain questions. So have you been to Dutch lately? Oh gosh, how's that? And whether he has a clue or not, but that's how we're keeping dibs on him or track of him. But it's working. So
Hey,
far, so
Denise, you got to let me in on this. What is this? I think I need to do this too. What is that?
it's called Life 360. It's an
Okay.
app. And it's kind of like a helicopter parent type of thing where you can follow, they have to sign up too. So they have to know that, you're doing it, but you can follow them to see where they're going and how long they're there and, things like that. Most of the time he's just kind of in his room doing homework or hanging out with his roommates. But yes, like what somebody just said, it does give good peace of mind.
Right.
And yeah.
Thanks,
Do any of
Denise.
your, can I ask something, Haley?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a chatter. So anybody else doing Snapchat with your student?
Yeah,
No.
since high school.
That's a thing with us. My son, because before, we used to always text and stuff. And now a couple weeks ago it was, Mom, you have to download Snapchat. That's the only way I want to talk now. I'm like, okay. So anyway, we do that, but it's a lot of fun. I have the hang of it now. I can do those pictures with the filters too. And we have fun with it. So it's a good thing if anybody wants to try the Snapchat with them. I was just Snapchatting with them a half hour ago.
Yeah, they say they know I'm bored when I start sending them pictures with filters. So like, she's bored. We got 4 pictures in a row.
Denise, I hear you on the Life 360. I think I shared with some of you that my stepdaughter's in her second year of college at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And so she's pretty studious. And anyway, she's into school and she doesn't have much of a social life, but but my husband will look at the phone sometimes at Life 360 and be like, oh, she's off campus. It's nighttime. She's doing something with someone. So she's getting out there. Yeah, it is. It's great. Let's go over to Buff and Wanda. Welcome.
Thank you. So our daughter Joy is a transfer. She went to Foothill Community College and her major is early childhood education.
Yeah, in the child development department.
So I'm a professor at San Jose State University in mechanical engineering. And boy, when we dropped her off and I got to see Sacramento State for the first time, I was like, wow, I want to transfer there. Beautiful, beautiful campus. Love it.
Yeah, San Jose doesn't have all those trees.
That's
My son got accepted there and then he actually chose SAC over San Jose.
San Jose State is a lot of concrete.
Right? Yeah, that's what I remember. All concrete. Yep.
Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. Wanda, did you have anything you were going to say?
Oh, I can just add, I've started volunteering with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with them, but having fun at Foothill with. So Joy's gone now, so now I've adopted a bunch of other Foothill College students. So trying to collect them offline, but they also teach me how to do stuff online. So Discord's their big thing. So I've had to learn how to use Discord. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, I've been hearing.
I learned that one too for my little nephew.
Discord.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Thanks. Well, welcome, Edith. Edith, how are you doing?
Hi there. I'm doing fine. I came in kind of late, so I'm not sure what the introduction questions are. My student is India Jackson. She's my niece, actually, and she's a sophomore. And my partner Warren and I, we drove her up to school. It was quite an experience that day, check-in day. And I thought I'd be fine with it, but I started boo-hooing when we left her there, which she was surprised about. She's a nursing major. She's doing quite well. She joined a sorority. She had a big reveal initially, and I got to see the video. She seems to really be adjusting well and enjoying the life on campus, and I send her texts and demand responses. I'm kidding. She's not a big talker. She never has been. But she's doing well, and I feel good about her being there and her experience thus far. So that's good.
Oh, great. Well, you covered it for not having been here for the intro. So thank you. And thanks for being here. I'm glad that things are going well so far.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have another person, and your name is just showing up as iPhone.
I think they still are, they have their mute still on.
Yeah, you're muted. If you're at a place to talk, you can unmute. And if you are driving or doing something else, please continue, and we'll just kind of introduce. When you get to a point you can unmute, do. Well, I'm going to go over to Mackenzie just to make sure you all know who Mackenzie is.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mackenzie. I'm Haley's student assistant. I'm a graduate student, and I'm also a Sac State alumni. I got, like I mentioned, my bachelor's in psychology in 2019, and I'm working on a master's in higher education leadership and policy studies right now. And I'm a transfer student. I'm a first generation college student. I'm a student parent. That's pretty much who I am and what I do. And I love the Parents and Families program.
Oh, it's great.
Thanks, Mackenzie. And for those of you I haven't met before, my name is Haley Myers-Dillon. I'm the director of the Parents and Families program. I was hired to start this program in 2012, so almost at 10 years.
Wow.
And we have expanded to serve, so we serve, of course, you, and we also serve students who have children and recently pregnant students. So that's interesting. I got my master's degree at Sac State in public policy and administration, worked a couple years for an assembly member at the state capitol and found out that wasn't for me. Got into higher ed administration and student affairs. I really like it. And I'm getting my doctorate right now. I'm in year 2 of a 3-year EDD program at Sac State. So.
Wow, really, Haley? I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah, yep. And still,
wow, good for you.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
quite a journey. Still trying to, like, for those of you who have known me for a while, I like to run marathons, and I have a 5-year-old, and it's all kind of a lot right now with the doctorate, marathon training, the 5-year-old in kindergarten.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, something's going to give here.
Well, I hope you're not going to stop doing this program because you're so good at it.
Oh, thanks, Shauna. No, I love it. You know, it's definitely a part of my heart and a part of my life. I've just really gotten to know so many incredible people over the years. And, you know, we are going to talk a little bit later about our parent ambassador program. But I did briefly just want to, you know, mention to you that Ingrid has recently become one of our parent ambassadors. And, you know, what that means is that she's here to talk with you and answer, you know, any questions you have. Because sometimes maybe it's nicer to talk with another parent than it is to a university administrator. Try as we might to be personable. You know, sometimes you just want another parent's perspective on what's going on.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
Ingrid, what year is your student?
This is her 2nd year.
Second. Okay. And then
Like
I'm sorry.
Because
I'm sorry.
It often feels like first year because last year she was just locked in the dorm. And
oh, it was COVID. Yeah.
Didn't really meet anybody except a couple sorority sisters. So she says this feels like a first year, even though she's 2nd year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And now, Denise, was it you that had the senior student? Denise? Jessup?
I think she was doing groceries, unloading groceries.
Oh, she's the one putting her groceries away. Or was Elaine, was that you had a student that was a senior?
No, our son is a transfer. He did a few years at DVC and came on over. He actually started.
That's what my son did too. He got 2 AAs at DVC because we live right on the border of Concord and Walnut Creek. You're in Benicia. You're in Benicia?
We are just a bridge away. Yes, we are in Benicia.
I drive through Benicia every day. I work on Mare Island.
Oh, well, you should just stop on by for coffee.
Benicia is so cute. I love you guys have that nice view of the water.
Yeah, if you go
Nice.
sideways from our house, you can kind of.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I drive through it every Monday through Friday.
It's beautiful. I
I like
must
it out there.
admit.
And Mare Island is really cool. It's
Yes.
really neat out there.
I used to work out, and I used to work for Vallejo Unified, and I would go. Their district office is out there. So yeah,
Right.
it's lovely.
Yeah, it is
But
cool.
no, our son is a transfer. He has gone through some things, and I wanted to hop in just to tell Marisol. I actually slept in my daughter's bed when she went away for the first time. So we have only two, small sampling. They're 2 years apart, and when she first went away, she went to Chicago. I cried, slept. We did parent weekend in person back before the COVID. I cried then. I cried every time. So I think it's a good
Marisol,
thing.
you're not the only one, Marisol. When I was in listen to this, Elaine. I was in the dorm like a couple weeks ago visiting him, right? When he walked out, I was sniffing his pillow. But I don't do it in front of him because I want him to feel grown up. I know that's important for them, you know. I don't want him to see me do that, but so right away I'm sniffing his pillow when he walked out.
I think all of this is just what we go through, you know, our sons and our daughter. I think it's important that they also know that. I know you had mentioned, I think it was Marisol that mentioned not saying that we missed them, but I think they kind of want to hear that a little, you know.
My
that
son
they
does
want
hear
that.
it.
They
Yeah, I
want
say
to
it all
know.
the time.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But we don't know, because when you first send that one off, you're like, okay, what do I do now? Do I, you know? So
I think they want to hear it.
yeah, we did. I like I said, cried all the time, told her I missed her. My son's in Sacramento, very lucky. We're blessed that he's close in the same state. We can drive.
Right. Oh, that's what I
but-
said. I told my son, he was thinking of following his friend to Purdue. It's way out in Indiana. I said, oh, hell no. There's no way you're going out there. Don't you leave me. You're staying in the state.
Well,
So
that's
I know. I'm so happy he's at SAC.
That's what his sister told him. He goes, you're the one that you stay here, take care of the parents. I'll go to Illinois.
Oh, no.
And he did. But
good.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Oh, and she left to Illinois?
Yeah, she's in Chicago. She's still there. That's who I was Zooming with. My husband got on, and then I came on. Yeah.
I see.
Now I heard somebody mention family weekend. I was curious. I wanted to ask the group, did anyone come down for homecoming?
I did.
Anyone go
I
to
want
campus?
to tell you something, Haley.
How was it? How'd it go? What happened?
I did. I was there exactly a week from today. Yeah, luckily I went Saturday because Sunday was that torrential rainfall that I'm sure everybody remembers.
Yeah.
So so I went on Saturday, but you know what, Haley? I got to tell you, I was shocked that they didn't ask to see my vaccine card when they let me in.
Into the residence halls?
Right. Yeah. My son lives in the American River Courtyard, and they asked to see my driver's license, and that's it. They didn't.
Were you wearing a mask?
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everybody has to wear a mask, but still, I'm fully vaccinated, and plus, I'm a federal employee. I have to be at my job. But anyhow, I'm surprised I was a little bit shocked by that. I think they should ask to see proof of vaccination.
If you have your mask on campus, we don't ask.
Oh, if you're okay. So what if I walked in without my mask on? Would they have asked me?
We would ask you to put your mask on.
But I'm saying though, how come they didn't ask for
I know what you're
proof
saying. I'm
of
just saying.
vaccine?
The rights of the people.
As a guest. Yeah, I think that they're just not doing that right now. We are talking about if there's, because we haven't started that, because there are some places that will ask, like concerts or other large scale events, right? They'll say, show proof of your vaccine or a negative COVID test of like the day or 2 days before. So I just heard conversations yesterday about how that might go with people who are visitors to campus, but we haven't really, that hasn't started. It's like,
people haven't been visiting. So it's kind of a new thing that we've all started rushing up there now.
Did you go to the football game, Shauna?
Oh, no, I didn't. No, I let him do that all with his friends. I spent the day with him though, took him shopping at Target, went out to sushi. Parents, oh my God, Sushi Hook. If you're into sushi, the sushi restaurant close to the school, it's the bomb and good prices. Very good. So that's our tradition now. Every time I visit him, we go to Sushi Hook. So that's what we did. And then later on, he went out with his friends and went to the game where they did so awesome, right? Was it 44-0, I believe, against Arizona? They crushed
Wow.
it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a great homecoming. Did
Right?
anyone else come to
Yeah.
campus, you know, kind of after the move-in, but between move-in and now, has anyone visited?
I did. I did the week before homecoming. I was there.
And what did you and your daughter do? How'd that go?
Let's see. I think it was good. We went to butter and bacon for brunch or breakfast. She likes bacon, I like butter, so we thought it'd be a good place, even though we'd never gone. Being a Southerner, I was like, oh, it's got bacon, it's good. But they have tons of different. They don't call them mimosas because they're made with different fruit, but it's just the crushed fruit, like the blueberries or the strawberries or whatever, and they mix it in. So we sat at the counter, so we watched the guy mix it. I told him he's cutting into our profits. He's giving them too much champagne. He laughed at me. He goes, well, they pay so much for food. I figure they should get a good mimosa. He goes, but a lot of people will order juice on the side to add to it. But so that was kind of fun. And then I actually was there because one of my coworkers was at the Holiday Inn for a union meeting. And so the person that was supposed to go with her backed out. And so she had a double room. And so I just kind of mooched along and went with her to that. And we went to a few places around. We went to a hamburger place that's known for, I think it's called Squeeze or something. It's known for the cheese skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squeeze in.
Yeah. We went there because we were all cheesies. And so what else did we do? It feels like a blur. We were just all around. Mainly finishing up, getting her settled, because when we went, it was just a little bit crazy. And now, and after she's in, she knows more of what she needs and what she wants. She knows her way around a little bit better. We also, I made an enchilada casserole because she's at the Lark. So for her roommates, she and her roommates, so that they'd have something the following week that was homemade.
Did you meet some of her friends?
I met the two roommates. They're in the sorority. One of them was really, really talkative, and I think I laughed for probably straight 2 hours. The other one seemed a little shy that there was a parent there, and she talked a little bit, but she said, I have to watch a movie for my class, so she went to her room. But we were up pretty late just laughing and talking over in their apartment. Then I went over to I have an aunt. She has family there, so I went over to my aunt's and hung out with her for a little bit. It was a fun weekend. We like eating out, so we went to Big Lots, and we went to for her shopping, at Big Lots and Dollar Tree, and because a lot of the things she wants are just kind of silly. So I'm like, oh, let's try these stores first before we hit Target, and then we end up at Target at the end with what's left on the list.
All right, Ingrid, I got a breakfast recommendation for you next time.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's called Orphan.
Oh, she didn't talk about that one.
It's in East Sac. I think they only take cash. They do have an ATM in the inside. If you get there kind of late, there's a wait. It's a tiny little place, but they have amazing breakfast food, like the pancakes and egg stuff. It's really good.
I'll put that on the list because she mentioned the Mimosa House. Oh, we went to, is it Gunther's for ice cream? Is it called
Gunther's? Yep. Local ice cream.
One night we sat out there and had ice cream, took pictures. So she and her roommates called themselves the Gunther girls. I guess they go there a lot. Oh, and we went wine. I forgot. Well, she didn't get to wine taste, but she was our driver. But that's how she got to go. She mainly came to eat all the food. But one of my cousins and her partner took us wine tasting somewhere downtown on a letter street, like I know, but it was food. But she explained to us that there's restaurants in Sacramento right now. I don't know if it was just for that month that they were offering vegan food or no carb or something. It was something that they were doing special in that area for the restaurant. So I thought it was pretty cool because her cousin has to watch her gluten and everything. So that way her cousin could take part in the tapas and stuff that went along with the wine tasting. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, that's great. I think there is a vegan month where the restaurants in Midtown try to have, everyone tries to have a vegan option. For those of you that may not have been to the region, if you do come visit and you haven't spent much time here and you are going to give your student a little time away, there is a lot of wine tasting in the area. And we can talk more about that if you're coming to visit and you're curious, but yeah, there's a lot there.
What about seeing the state capitol? I've never been to the capitol. How far is that from the campus?
It's close. It's really close. It's like
Really?
5 miles. Yeah, it's very close. So there's a museum at the Capitol, and you have to go through metal detectors, which is no big deal. It's super fast, and yeah, you can walk around. It's nice to get a tour of the inside of the halls where the Assembly and the Senate vote, because they're and they don't always offer that, so you might want to check what time they do those.
Yeah, and I don't know with COVID now, I don't know. But I'll
Yeah,
look into
that's
that.
true.
Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you.
But
'Cause
even
my
the
son
groundsman-
has never done that either. So I was thinking we could do an outing like that too. Thank you.
The
When I
grounds are
used to
really nice
teach,
too, if you go inside.
oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, what was that,
Go
Robert?
ahead, Ingrid.
Oh, no, I was just saying the
Oh,
grounds are
I
really
was-
nice too. If you can't go inside, it's nice to take a picnic and go on the grounds. It's beautiful.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ingrid.
When I used to teach fourth grade, we would go to the state capitol for a tour, and then also to Sutter's Fort. And right next to Sutter's Fort is a Native American museum. So you can kind of do like a 3-for-1 if you have the afternoon.
Wow, that does sound neat. Thank you for that suggestion.
The Crocker Art Museum is also fairly close to the Capitol. You could walk over there.
Crocker Art Museum. Okay, cool. Thanks.
And
Oh,
then there's
yeah,
a
tree
really cool,
museum.
just because it's Halloween, they have underground tours in Old Sac that are like haunted tours and stuff. Those are really cool.
Underground tours?
Yeah. They have like
Really?
an underground haunted tour in Old Sac.
Oh, I don't think my son knows about that.
I think it's because Sacramento was below sea level, and then it flooded, and so then they built up.
Oh,
If I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of cool stuff in Old Sac to check out too.
oh, thank
they
you.
have
I'm
a
gonna tell my
train-
son to Google that.
Yeah.
There's a train museum in Old Sac too, and it's really nice.
Cool. Thank you.
I
So
forgot,
wait-
I did make a tour. I did come up to visit my son after we got him set in his dorm. And long story short, he now has AAA membership.
Yep.
So I'm not coming in.
Elaine's laughing. There must be a story.
As soon as you say that, I know.
It actually wasn't too bad. I went up there after work because he's not driving much, and so the battery went dead. And so I tried to jump it, but I couldn't. So I got him a new battery, and now he's okay.
Robert, that's so funny you'd say that. I just a couple hours ago, I was running my son's, because he has a car here at my house, right? And anyway, so I run the engine for 15 minutes straight. And before I was doing it once a month, but then the battery died the last month. So now I'm going to do it every 2 weeks.
That's what I told him. Yeah, every 2 weeks.
Yeah, at least run it right for 15 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
At least for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing for him.
Yeah, he's actually visited now every 2 weeks. So there we go.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of a lot every 2 weeks.
He
Wow.
had not visited because he had
Oh,
even
Antonio's
said,
visiting us.
yeah, Antonio's visiting us. We're not up there because he had said, well, I'm so close, I can come down. So the first month, nothing, and then the AAA. And since then, he's come to say, hello, how are my folks doing? You know, but
Oh, wait, is his car there? His car is at SAC?
Yeah.
So he drives it. Okay, see. Yeah, my son left his car here because he figured he's not going to be driving much down there anyway.
Oh gosh, I wish my daughter
That's
didn't
true.
drive much. She drives a lot.
I mean, it's a region you kind of need a car. You really do, I think. I mean, unless it depends on the conversation you have with your family. But well, we did have some more structured activities for today planned, but I think, because we've got this small intimate group, the conversation is really nice. We don't need to do a scavenger hunt or do our breakout rooms. But I will take this moment for some of you who, I haven't had the pleasure to meet until now and, ask you, Is there anything that's going on that you want to talk about with the group? Or do you have any questions? Sababa, I know you mentioned this is the first meeting you've been able to join. Is there anything about Sac State that you want to discuss or that you have had questions about? And, not just Sababa, but anyone else, maybe those of us who've been around longer can help.
Yes, I have a question here. Wanted to know, like, I know this may not be the correct group to ask, but just out of curiosity, I'm asking, like, the internships, what's going on now? Like, how do we make sure every student is applied and got some kind of internship for the summer? Just wanted to know, like, how individual parents are looking about it, or what's the update? Do we, as a parents, do we have any update other than the kids saying us? I know, like, everything they cannot share with us. So just wanted to ask.
So I'm going to let the parents respond first and see if anyone has anything that's going on. And then I'll tell you, what the Sac State approach would be.
Okay.
Does anyone's student have an internship lined up?
We don't have an internship lined, or he doesn't have an internship lined up, but there is a program at, I think, all across the United States, not just Sacramento State, called Handshake.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Sac State's Career Services Department would be the one to speak with about that. But on Handshake, I believe you kind of put in, your name, your information, what area you're interested in, and then and what area of the country, and also what areas of specific, medicine or computer science or, whatever it is. And then they kind of let you know what's available.
Okay, but this has to be done by the student itself.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
And, Sababa, your son is computer engineering, right?
Yeah, computer science, undergraduate, BS in computer science.
Computer science. Okay, so there's many different approaches. So Handshake is run through the Career Center. There's also an area called California Intern Network. And Mackenzie, can you Google that for Sac State and put that in the chat?
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing I would say is the computer science department and the College of Engineering is very good with placing students. So I would recommend your student or anyone in College of Engineering and Computer Science work with their major department and or the college to get an internship. They have very strong relationships in the community. And I think another thing I would say is I heard that you are in the industry. And these internships still happen through people that you know. If you have a colleague that would be willing to take on your son as an intern, I would, explore that. I don't know if you are looking for Sacramento area or if you are looking for the region that you live in for the summer. I think there are options in both, but I do think that it helps to know someone and get your foot in the door that way too. So that's a few places, right? There's the Career Center, there's California Intern Network. Thanks for putting that in the chat. There's the major, the computer science major, the College of Engineering is 4, and then the 5th would be someone you know.
Thank you. Thanks for the information. I think I will speak to my son and find out what he's doing, what he's up to.
Okay, cool. The big one here in the Sacramento region is Intel.
Oh, okay. Intel.
But, there's so many possibilities now with hybrid work or with online opportunities. So
okay.
I think honestly, if they're open to online opportunities, they're going to have a more options.
Okay.
And then thank you for your question. I think we had a question in the chat from
Yeah, it was
Buff
me.
and Wanda. Yeah.
Yeah, it was me about registration for the spring. I don't know if I sent an email. We were trying to figure out because she was trying to use the smart planner. I guess that's what it's called.
Okay.
And the app wouldn't work. She couldn't get it to open and couldn't get it to open. And her department advisor, didn't seem to know. So I thought, okay, well, I'll email you guys and you email. So she finally got an answer that their particular department, theirs is down. So I didn't know. I figured I would just kind of walk her through how you schedule the old-fashioned way when we had to look it all up ourselves. But I don't know if when does spring registration open? Oh, there it is. Thank you.
So I put the link to the academic calendar in the chat. And this is one of those details we wish that the students would know, but they just don't. And this is the academic calendar, and you have to kind of scroll down to look at the dates, and you might have to scroll down to spring 2022. But registration opens for students on November 15th and goes through December 10th. And it's in priority, like class level order. So those who are closest to graduation are going to have the earlier dates. November 15th through 20th are going to be those seniors. Students who are first year freshmen or have fewer units, they're going to be closer to the end date, like December 5th through December 10th. And your students, the way that they usually do this is they put classes in their shopping cart, and then they hope that they stay, and then they click register. But if your student has a later registration date, they're not going to be in the cart. So we always want students to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. And that gets harder the closer they get to graduation because they don't have as many options. But in terms of, Wanda, does that answer it? Or did you also want to know how do they know which classes to take?
Well, I think my first question is, where do they go to put stuff in their shopping cart?
In the student center.
Okay, then I think I do know where that is. And then as far as knowing what to take, she did get from her advisor a whole list of what she, as a transfer student, what she needs to take. But it doesn't show what's a prerequisite for what. So my plan was to just show her the way we always did it. You just look it all up and figure it all out yourself. But I don't know if there's an easy, since their smart planner is not working, I didn't know if there was an easier way around besides looking everything up in the catalog.
There is an easier way. Mackenzie mentioned in the chat, and it is every student has a plan based on their major. As long as their major is declared correctly, then it's going to display the right requirements in their academic requirement tab in their student center. And I can show you mine. I can show you how I navigate to mine. And it's pretty great. It shows if there are prerequisites. It shows if there is a minimum grade required in the class, like some classes you have to pass with a C- or better. Yeah, and so that's really helpful. And I will show you, y'all want me to show that?
It would be really helpful to see the tab because I think she just hasn't found the tab.
Okay, so I am going to, one moment, and let me get to, yeah, it's kind of hard to show. Okay, so I'll show you exactly how I get there. So here we are at Sac State's homepage. Can you see this?
Not yet.
No.
What are you seeing?
Just a blank thing with your name.
Oh, there. Now it's on. It's on the,
okay.
the main page.
So here on the right is this little magnifying glass. I'm going to click on My Sac State. Elaine, I see you. We'll get to you in a moment. If you have a question that's easy to type in the chat, Mackenzie might be able to help you while I'm logging in here. And so this is dual authentication. This means that your student has to do this and you can't. Sometimes parents like to go in there and do it, and Duo has kind of, so right now I'm authenticating on my phone and I'm approved. So I'm going to go into my student center, and side note, your student accesses Canvas for any online related materials here. When we say check your Sac State email, that can be accessed here. And then I'm going to go into my student center. So it's this second tab here. I'm going to click Student Center. I'm going to, so you can see my class schedule here. I'm going to click on academics. You know what I usually do? I'm just going to switch to the full site. I would recommend your students do this as well. And then this box here, you click on this and you click on academic requirements, and then click those little blue arrows to the right. And this brings up basically every class that's required. So I would click on expand all. You can see at the top, you can see my program, right? You can see if I'm, on academic probation. I'm
Good
not.
grades, Haley. Good
Yeah,
job.
well, thank you. I mean, I better be there, right? Doctor program.
Good
And
GPA.
then you read this like there's a code up here that shows you, green is the requirement is complete, yellow is the requirement is in progress, and red means that the requirement has not yet been completed. And down here, as we scroll, so I'm in a different program, right? For bachelor's degrees, it will show GE classes first, and it'll show GE requirements. And then down at the bottom, it will show major requirements, kind of like this, right? You can see the course name. And then if I click on it, it gives me more information about the class, like, oh, here's a description. And then what else would your student? And then you can see here, like 48 units are required. I've taken 33 units. I have 15 more that I need to take. And then here's my culminating requirements. 12 are required, and this is telling me when classes are offered on the right here. Green means, these are complete. Yellow is in progress. The red out here on the outside is the whole thing is not done yet. And then down here is further planning. Sometimes there are tons of options. You can click view all and it will expand. Oh, like see here, this says 1 to 10 is showing of 16 classes. So when we click on this little arrow, it expands to view all. I don't know if you all are seeing this additional box. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, these are options. And your student may not notice that small detail. And then down at the bottom, you can also see, oh, for some reason it closed the whole thing. Courses not used. That was my master's program. So that might be relevant for students who are transferring in. I hope that was helpful.
So is it from there that they get things to put in their shopping cart?
It is from there that they understand what classes are required for their
Okay.
major.
Okay.
It doesn't integrate, like they can't click from there, like, oh, I want to take this class, select from that screen.
Okay.
But they could save like the class number and then take that and put that in the search for their shopping cart.
Okay. Okay. And then my other question has to do with the writing requirement. So she needs some practice before she does her writing requirement class. So I think it's 109, English 109, and then there's a grammar class, 85. Can she take both of those at the same time, and how does getting into those work? Or am I all mixed up?
I have never heard of 85. And so this would be, I think, a question for an academic advisor, but I would also check that academic requirements report because I don't know what 85 is. It might be specific to her major.
It's a remedial grammar class.
Okay, so perhaps 85. My suspicion would be that 85 would happen first and that they would be sequenced,
Okay.
unless it's what's called a supplemental instruction class, which is usually 1 unit.
Yeah.
And that would happen simultaneously. But I would
Okay.
ask through academic advising, the general academic advising office.
Okay.
Okay. I see a question from Elaine. Our son has talked about winter and summer. There is winter intercession. Yes, there are summer classes. I was looking at the dates. I didn't see when those deadlines are. I'm thinking he knows because he made us aware that is something he would like to do. Okay, well, let's go back to the calendar. And I'm going to take a look here and see what we have for winter. Okay, Elaine, I'm going to share my screen really quick. Thank you, Wanda and Buff. Bye-bye. Okay, so do you see, Elaine, this says,
Oh, there it is.
yeah, November
Sorry.
1, winter intercession
Okay.
registration. Now it looks like on October 18th, the classes were starting to be viewable.
Mhm. Yeah.
So they should be able to see the classes, and then he would go ahead and begin enrolling.
Monday then.
Yeah, Monday, coming right up.
Yep. Okay. And then, so because he had mentioned it to us, he was reaching out to housing and talking about that because that wasn't in the initial plan. So does he continue to go that path? Because that's what he wanted. He's got some emails into counselors because if he was going to take that class, because he's been looking at, he'll need housing. If it's an in-person, if it's an online, then that's not an issue at all. And then
Are you asking, can he continue to live on campus during winter?
correct.
He can. There may, depending on the building he's in, I think he should go to his front desk or ask his RLC. Have you heard that term before?
I don't think I've heard of the RLC. No.
I'll put it in the chat. They're the residence life coordinator. Does he live in North Village on campus?
Yes, he lives, yeah, he just moved from one place to the other because he wanted a kitchen on the same floor. So they allowed him to move. So now he cooked the other day, which is yay.
Oh, that's great. Is he in American River Courtyard?
That's where he was. Now he's across from it. Riverview, is that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So the RLC is the professional who works and lives in each building, and they tend to know the real answers. They can go to the front desk, but the RLC is very reliable as opposed to asking the RA, which I'm not sure, the RAs are students and it's
Right.
a little more questionable.
Okay.
So I think the answer is yes. The question is whether he would need to move rooms for that short time because there aren't as many people staying during the winter, so they consolidate them into one building.
Okay.
But we do have, international students, and we have students who stay over the winter. So he certainly wouldn't be the only person. It's fewer people than the normal semester, but.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, summer, same thing.
Okay. Perfect. Because he's looking further down the line because he transferred in. So he was looking at this year and then actually even looking when he was telling us at the graduate program to stay there. So he's looking more like a 3-year plan instead of the 2. So.
And summer is a really great time for people to get ahead. Anyone that's looking to gain a little bit of extra coursework. Yeah, summer's a good time. Well, I want to be respectful of your time. It's 4:37 and we were just here for an hour. I'm going to transition and tell you a little bit about the Parent Ambassador Program because we are hoping to recruit some new volunteers to join Ingrid in our Parents and Families program, representing you to our campus leadership. But if you need to go, your time is your own. Of course, it's Saturday. Go have a life. But I will be here and I would love to tell you a little bit about the Parent Ambassador Program. Bye, Mackenzie. Thank you.
Bye, Mackenzie. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
You too. Take care.
Happy Halloween for the kids.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
You
have
too.
fun trick or treating. I miss it.
I know I miss
All
those
right, bye-bye.
days.
Bye.
Bye, Sababa. Thanks for joining.
All right, bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Thanks for, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So in the past, the Parent Ambassador Program, pre-COVID was fairly event-based. We would have a training on a half day on Friday. Everyone would get together in person. We'd have a lunch. I would try to find families who are very representative of Sac State demographics. Sai Baba, the quick answer is no, we do not have parent portal. You
Okay.
have to ask your student to share it with you.
Oh, okay. Yes,
You got
I'm getting
muted.
it, but I just thought it's like like in school areas we have what we used to have. I thought that it's there.
Well,
Oh, like-
it is quite different when your
Right.
student transitions to college, and that's a good point for the parent ambassadors. So our parent ambassadors were they were more social. We would conduct a training, and we would have you go meet with interesting professors and meet with leadership on campus, talk about the concerns that parents have, and make sure that those are being answered. And then we would host receptions, whether it was move-in day or homecoming, family weekend, and welcome, parents and family members, and just make it feel like a campus community. Now, with COVID and things having transitioned online, I think it's time for a parent ambassador program to change a little bit. And I've always thought, I've learned in the past that different parent ambassador programs do different things. So at Cal Poly, for instance, their parent ambassadors were able to get a parking lot built for students, which is pretty incredible. I don't know how it happened, but that's parents working together to create something real and meaningful on campus. So Sai Baba, you brought up parent portal. Chico State, for instance, has parent portal access. Sac State does not. Is that something that our new parent ambassadors would want to take on and make happen at Sac State? It's feasible. It's just political. I have tried in the past as a, solo advocate. It didn't work out so well, but we all know there's strength in numbers, right? There's strength in your voice, power in your voice. That's the point of having a parent ambassador program, to communicate what families want to our administration. So I'm curious if, do people are you interested, if you're interested in being a parent ambassador, are people interested in trying to do something like, make a change on behalf of parents? Do we want to keep it kind of social? It's very open right now. Elaine, do you have your hand up?
Oh, sorry. I guess I did. That was a question ago, but I do like your question right now, because I do think the parent portal is something that I've even asked my son about, because just like a financial portal, the grades, I really want him to open it to share with me. I don't want to go in and look. And he has, which is great. But I do like that whole financial part where paying the tuition or fees and things of that nature so that I can go. And that would be something I would be interested in. And I would hope that maybe the parent group could do both, social and then find a need and do that. So.
Yeah, that was a good thing. And my concern was like, I just want to look at these grades. Like each time, if I wanted to look at his grades or if the courses, what he's doing, I have to ask him for approval to allow me to log in. Instead, why don't we have just a look? I mean, it's a view only kind of a access. I don't know how many parents do support this, but though the kid is 18 plus, that doesn't mean we don't have any responsibility, but then just wanted to check if the university has got such kind of a provision.
Not at this time. As I mentioned,
Okay.
it is feasible. We know it's possible.
Okay.
It's just political.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is something called FERPA. Have you heard of this law? It is a federal privacy law, and it basically says when your student comes to college, their record is suddenly their own. And I think, Sebaba, you're encountering this. And when they're in high school and younger, you get access to all the grades. And then especially when you're paying the bills or helping pay the
Yeah.
bills, it's hard to see the information. How do you know what their grades are? So there is a FERPA waiver and your student has to sign it. And it's an annual form. They have to sign it and submit it every year. And they sign and they say, I am waiving my right to privacy, which means that my parent has access to financial and academic information. Now, can you see it feasibly? No, you cannot. So you would have to contact someone. And if there's a FERPA waiver on file, then I can look and I can see, oh, I see that your FERPA, your student's FERPA waiver is on there. Yes, let me tell you what the price is. There are, in terms of paying, there is a parent portal that is through CashNet, and I can give you directions for that. It is a very clunky system. It is not as smooth as we all experience by logging into our own bank account or our own credit cards. It's not so straightforward. Grades aren't very much helped by FERPA. And that is because of how college operates, like how professors operate. Even your student may not know their grades at any given time. And that is because professors can decide when and how to share their grades with the students. They may not return tests and quizzes for 2 weeks, 4 weeks. They may return the tests and quizzes, but they may not post the grade in Canvas, or they may not, calculate a total score for your student. It is your student's responsibility to ask the professor at any time, hey, I'd like to see what my grade is. Can you help me understand? I've turned in, 4 things and I've only gotten one of them back and we're approaching a break and I would like to know. But when you get access to, if they waive their FERPA rights and you can see their academics on their student center, or if there were a parent portal, you wouldn't be able to see grades until the semester is done and those grades are finalized and logged on January 4th. So if you are trying to coach your student, in an ongoing basis, like, hey, let's get what's happening in your bio class. I know you love comms and you're getting an A in your comms class and that's your major. That's great. But you still need to pass biology. It looks like you've got a D+ right now. Let's really dig in. You're not going to get that information with the FERPA waiver or with a parent portal. And your student might have to work a little harder to get that information than what they are used to in high school or some other college.
All right.
That was a long answer.
Yeah, but it's true. That's what happens.
No, but that was good information because that was one of the things I know that my son actually pushed when he was at DBC. And he said, hey, you haven't graded this. I'd like to know where I'm at, if I need to do this extra credit or not, because he felt like, well, I think I got this. But it wasn't sure if he had scored this and he won those extra points. And luckily, one time he didn't need it and the other time he did. But that's very interesting that it takes that long to get them up and loaded.
Yeah.
I can see kids who have some anxiety. That would be anxiety provoking.
Yes, they do. And I always tell her, just do the extra credit because you just don't know. And she, of course, doesn't like that answer.
Right. I can understand that, as the older they get too, because at this point, my son is also working on campus.
Yep.
He actually is one of the desk people working. So, and he was in band and he made a really good decision to say, hey, I need to pull back. And so he went to his band director and said, hey, I need to pull back because I want to be really concentrate and I'm splintering myself. And so we were really proud of him for that, because that's the thing that we want to see, those things that you try to keep instilling but they don't, it's that applying and he applied it at that moment. But I know I just got anxious when you said that. I have to wait till whatever to find my grade.
Yeah, that's how it is. Some of the high school teachers are that way too. I mean, we didn't know her French grade until it was final. And that's frustrating.
And it's really, it's really professor by professor, some are really great and they've got really clear assignments and, so every syllabus shows how assignments are weighted, so your student gets this course plan, it's called the syllabus. at the beginning of every class, and they can see, oh, my attendance and participation is 15%. My midterm paper is 45%. My final paper, which I might really worry about, is only 10% of my grade. So if they review their syllabus, they can see where to put their attention. But knowing how they performed is sometimes, sometimes takes long to get that feedback. Okay, everybody. Well, before we go, I want to know if you have any other questions for me or for the Parents and Families program. And if anybody is interested in, learning a little bit more, having another conversation about being a parent ambassador, or just ready to dive in.
Haley, I thought of something when we were just talking about that, the whole access thing. Like my son goes, "Oh, Mom, I gave you my password," but then, like you showed us, it has a stinking duo thing.
Right.
So it has to be. So in other words, it has to be planned. Like, right? If I plan on, okay, tonight I want to go into Sac State, your portal. So how does that duo thing work? He'll get a text or something?
Yes, well, honestly, so Duo really prevents what you're talking about. And I think that the best thing to do, it's such a parent, adult, grown-up thing to do, and such a kid is going to hate it, suggestion, but would be to have a meeting like this with your student on Zoom. They all have the same Zoom access I do. So they can have a meeting with you. You can record it. They could record it or not. Share their screen. So go into their student center and they would share their screen with you and take you through what they can see. They can also share Canvas with you, which is where their grades are posted, which would be, assignments so far. And I just talked with a dad not that long ago who, his son doesn't have any grades posted in 4 classes. And he said, he called and said, "I'm worried about this because I don't believe my son." And I explained to him how Canvas worked. And I said, "Did he show you the screen?" And he said, "Yeah, he actually did show me the screen and there weren't any grades on it." And I said, "Well, then your son's not lying. He just doesn't have the information from his professors, but he can ask." So Shauna, I think, Duo prevents you from doing what you want to do. Frankly, it's very hard to get them right at the exact moment you want to see to hit, yes, that's you. And it would be nice for them to just, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, show you what's going on.
Yes, you're right, Haley. That would be nice. If that
They
would
won't.
happen.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and Elaine, you said your son's working. I told my son, maybe you should get a part-time job there. "Oh, but Mom, if I do that, that's going to interfere with my studies."
And it's a hit and miss with our kids. Our daughter, we had asked because she's older. We only have 2. She was older, and when she started, we asked her not to take. She did have work study as part of her financial package. We asked her not to take it the first year so she can get acclimated, understand what college. And she was going away. Okay, she was 2,000 miles away.
Oh, right.
So not to do it. And then she started work study her middle of her second year. So she was under quarters. So she started at her winter. With Antonio, he actually started working the summer before he entered this fall at Sac State. So he actually took just a job. He worked at.
Oh, so not on the campus.
Well, that's what got him ready. He worked over 40+ hours at Office Depot. Then when he went to Sac State, he was ready to say, "Hey, okay." And I said, "Look, I don't want you doing more than 10 hours. This is still new, still going." And he did take
so
it.
like office something. Okay.
So he got lucky, got an interview, and he works as a desk at one of the, I don't remember which building, one of the dorms. So he works there. He handles the.
So how does that work? Does he actually get paid like a paycheck, or does that mean deduction off his?
Yes. No deduction. He gets a paycheck, and it's great because you have to talk to him about, they're in education like we are. We get paid once a month. So, telling him when to look for it, how to make sure it's deposited, because when he's here and he had the, start that job, that's different. But when they're over there, he has to make sure he has his timesheet or whatever all taken care of. So he has to balance getting the correct shift, making sure that if he picks a certain hours, that it's conducive to when he can study.
Right,
But it is a juggle for them, and it's a good juggle, but at a reasonable 10-hour juggle, not a full-time
Okay, when you say
40
10 hours, you mean he works 10 hours a week?
a week.
Okay.
And any
Yeah, I kind of
campus
wish
job,
I pushed that more. I kind of
Eh.
wish I pushed that more. Yeah.
any campus job, there's a cap. Students cannot work more than 20 hours a week, because there's research that shows that if they do work more than 20 hours per week, it will negatively impact their grades.
Yeah, so
And I wanted
Bob and I are the ones that talk to him, do 10. We don't want to hear that you're going over and over. And then lately he said, well, I took that extra shift. And I said, how are your grades? Get that balance. So that's why we were proud of him when he had said, I can't do it with band. And I said,
Right.
and he loves it, but that's okay. There's some things that, have to stop.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that, because sometimes my son kind of thinks I'm like this walking ATM machine. Sorry, I'm not, so,
yeah.
but I guess it is what it is. I should have pushed more for that, at least 10 hours, but live and learn.
But it is, you really have to just, what works right. And you're not really sure. There's no roadmap that says, okay, do this, and all the,
Right.
They really are growing, and their brain is expanding, and they're learning, and we're learning at the same time.
Exactly.
And like I said, we have a son and a daughter, but they're different. So may have worked for our daughter, doesn't work for our son. So
another view on the hours for working and studying, the balance. My daughter was saying that having the work and the class, it tightened her schedule, because with the loose time, you're always going to study, or you're always going to go do that. But when I have to be at work these days, I have class on these days, you schedule your time, because you have to do your study and your work in the other time. But when there's this loose time out there, she would get herself caught into Sunday night writing, and it has to be submitted at midnight, that kind of thing. So now she knows, I work 3 o'clock on Mondays, I think. So that whole morning she has for getting those papers written or whatever she has to do. So I think it just depends on their personalities. Like you said, they're all different. Elaine pointed that out. And but with her having that regimented schedule, she knew, okay, now I fit those into these holes here, or I'm going to be in trouble. Real life stuff,
Yeah, exactly. I think there was one thing that you had mentioned earlier, Haley, and I know Bob's back. You had said if we were kind of interested in hearing more about being a parent ambassador. I'm not volunteering you, hon. I'm just saying I might be interested, and just to keep me busy. Same thing with that message, I balance so that I'm not always worried. And I think that kind of, I would be interested in hearing a little bit more.
Okay, great. Well, let's talk. I'll email you, Elaine. Can you private chat me your email address?
Absolutely.
And we'll schedule a time to Zoom and kind of see what I'll tell you what I've got in mind, and you tell me what you've got in mind, and we'll kind of take it from there.
Perfect.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been really lovely to spend a little bit of time with you this Saturday, get to know you, get to talk with you. Thank you for being a part of our Hornet family. Parents and Families program is here for you. We're here for your students. Let us know how we can help you. And I look forward to talking with you more in the future.
Thank you. But for here on out, are your meetings always only going to be on the Friday?
Shauna, let's figure something out.
No, I'm not expecting you to change it. I'm just wondering if there's some else like this on a Saturday that I need to mark my calendar for. I don't want to miss it.
I don't have anything scheduled right now, but that's something we can talk about. I'm not sure. I haven't gauged interest. Is there interest in this? I need to ask our families.
Well, I would have thought there'd be more people showing up to this. I'm surprised.
What happens is on a Saturday, you forget, because I think there was another thing that you're supposed to do. It's on my calendar, it's everywhere. And then I'm out somewhere and I'm like, they're logging in right now, because that's your day to run errands. And so this time I put an alarm on my phone.
Yes.
Remind me.
I put the shirt on in the morning because I knew I'd forget.
Nice shirt.
I will not forget this time.
I got mine too.
Nice.
Dad.
Oh, now I feel bad. I'm not wearing mine. Oh, no, if I don't have it here.
All right, everybody. You have a great Saturday.
Thank
Have a
you,
great
Haley.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting
All right,
everybody. And I
bye-bye.
like
Nice
to
meeting
hear
you.
what you have to
Bye.
say.
Nice meeting you too.
Thank you,
Bye.
Haley.
Nice to
Take
see you.
care.
Bye,
Have fun with your
everybody.
little one on Halloween.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
thanks. I'll send some photos.
Yeah, send us
Oh, yeah. Enjoy every minute of it.
Oh, Haley.
I'm jealous.
Again?
It's
Haley,
called
what was the name of the
Orphan.
restaurant? Orphan, okay.
And it's that name because they're not a part of a chain. It's
Yeah, I
kind
was
of like
it's not the movie.
yeah, kind of a weird
No.
name, but they're an independent. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Haley. Take care.
You too.